we're diving into a fascinating phenomenon happening right here in the US, social media influencers converting to Islam. And I'm not talking about your average, everyday folks. We're talking big names, trendsetters, the people shaping conversations online. From athletes and rappers to models and gamers, more and more influencers are finding their truth in Islam. And it's sparking some serious dialogue. Think about it. These influencers have millions of followers hanging on their every word, their every post. When they share their conversion stories, it makes people stop and think. It challenges stereotypes and opens up conversations about faith, identity, and what it means to be Muslim in America today. Over the next few minutes, we're going to meet some of these influencers, hear their stories, and unpack the impact their conversions are having on their followers, their communities, and the wider cultural landscape. First up, we're talking about Megan Rice. You know her, she's the TikTok queen with the infectious laugh and the killer dance moves. But behind the viral videos, Megan was on a journey, a search for something deeper. See, Megan was always vocal about social justice issues, especially the Palestinian struggle. And as she learned more, she couldn't help but notice the resilience of the Palestinian people, their unwavering faith even in the face of adversity. It was during a trip to the West Bank where she witnessed firsthand the strength and the spirit of the Palestinian people, their deep connection to their faith. It resonated with her on a whole other level. This wasn't just about politics anymore. This was about something bigger than herself. So, in a move that surprised millions, Megan decided to announce her conversion to Islam during a live stream on TikTok. Can you imagine the comments section? But for Megan, it wasn't about the likes or the views. This was real. This was personal. She spoke about finding comfort and protection in wearing the hijab, about feeling a sense of belonging she hadn't experienced before. Megan's conversion sent shockwaves through the internet. Here was this popular influencer, someone who seemed to have it all, choosing to embrace a faith that's often misunderstood, often misrepresented. It made people think, question their own assumptions, and for some, it even opened up the door to learning more about Islam. Next up, we've got Brittany Renner, the Instagram icon known for, well, let's just say keeping it real. Brittany's always been known for her outspoken personality, her no-holds-barred approach to life. So when she started appearing in videos wearing a hijab, people took notice. See, Brittany's never been one to shy away from controversy. She's built her brand on being unapologetically herself. But this felt different. This felt like a deeply personal transformation, a shift in her values and priorities. While Brittany hasn't explicitly confirmed her conversion to Islam, her actions speak volumes. The hijab, a symbol of modesty and faith, became a regular fixture in her posts, and the online world went into overdrive. Comment sections were flooded with opinions, debates, and straight-up judgments. Some questioned her sincerity. Others celebrated her journey. It was a stark reminder of the scrutiny women, especially women in the public eye, face when they choose to embrace Islam. But amidst the noise, Brittany remained true to herself. She continued to share her life, her thoughts, and her evolving relationship with faith with her millions of followers. And that, my friends, is what makes her story so compelling. It's a reminder that faith is a personal journey, one that shouldn't be defined by public opinion or social media buzz. Chapter 3. Now let's talk about Elijah, better known to the online world as Sneako. This guy was a walking, talking controversy magnet. He was loud, he was opinionated, and he built a massive following by pushing boundaries. So when he announced his conversion to Islam, the internet basically broke. In a raw and honest video posted to his YouTube channel, Elijah shared his journey to Islam. He talked about how he spent years searching for answers, exploring different philosophies and religions, but nothing really stuck. It wasn't until he picked up the Quran, out of curiosity more than anything else, that things started to click. He was drawn to the message of peace, the emphasis on social justice, the idea of submitting to something greater than himself. It was a far cry from the brash, in-your-face persona he projected online. But here's the thing about Elijah's story. It resonated. Millions of young people, many of whom felt disillusioned and disconnected, saw themselves in his journey. His conversion wasn't about fitting in. It was about finding his truth, even if it meant challenging everything he thought he knew. And that's the power of genuine transformation. It makes people pay attention. It forces them to confront their own biases and consider perspectives they might have otherwise ignored. Sneako's conversion became a catalyst for conversations about faith, identity, and the search for meaning in a world that often feels chaotic and confusing. Chapter 4. Let's move on to the world of combat sports, where we meet Amber Leibrock, a mixed martial arts fighter who isn't afraid to throw down in the octagon. Amber's always been known for her toughness, her never-back-down attitude. But it was outside the ring where she found a different kind of strength, the strength that comes from faith. In September 2023, Amber decided to embrace Islam, taking her Shahada at the Muslim Community Center in East Bay, California. It was a decision that had been brewing for a while, a culmination of her own spiritual exploration and the influence of her close Muslim friends. See, Amber's journey to Islam wasn't about sudden revelation. It was about a gradual awakening. She was drawn to the beauty of Islamic teachings, the emphasis on community, the discipline and the dedication required of devout Muslims. Her conversion came on the heels of a particularly brutal fight, a fight that forced her to confront her own mortality, her own vulnerability. And in those moments of reflection, she found solace and strength in her newfound faith. Amber's story is a powerful reminder that faith can be found in the most unexpected places, even in the midst of intense physical and mental challenges. Her conversion challenged stereotypes about Muslim women, proving that strength and faith are not mutually exclusive. Chapter 5. Last but not least, we've got a name that needs no introduction, Lil Jon. The king of Crunk, the man who taught us all how to party, found his way to Islam in a move that surprised, well, pretty much everyone. In March 2024, during the holy month of Ramadan, Lil Jon publicly recited the Shahada at the King Fahad Mosque in Los Angeles, officially embracing Islam. It was a side of Lil Jon the world had never seen before, a side that spoke to a deeper layer beneath the hype man persona. Lil Jon's always been private about his personal life, so this public declaration of faith was a big deal. It made headlines, sparked conversations, and challenged people's preconceived notions about who converts to Islam and why. See, Lil Jon's conversion wasn't just a personal transformation, it was a cultural moment. Here was one of the biggest names in hip-hop, a genre often associated with excess and materialism, embracing a faith that emphasizes humility and spirituality. It made people stop and think, what if there's more to this than meets the eye? What if there's a deeper truth that we're all searching for? Lil Jon's journey reminded us that faith transcends boundaries, cultures, and even musical genres. It's a reminder that everyone's on their own path, and sometimes those paths lead to unexpected destinations. So, there you have it. 5 influencers, 5 unique journeys to Islam. Their stories are proof that faith is a deeply personal experience, one that's constantly evolving and being shaped by our experiences. But here's the thing about these conversions. They're not happening in a vacuum. They're happening in a world where Muslims are often misrepresented, misunderstood, and frankly, just plain mistreated. These influencers, with their massive platforms and their willingness to share their truths, are changing the narrative. It's a diverse, vibrant faith with followers from all walks of life. So the next time you see an influencer talking about their faith, don't scroll past. Listen to their story, engage with respect, and who knows, you might just learn something new about yourself along the way. Peace.